I'm at a Richmond location today to show you just how fast and easy it is to assemble a cavity slider pocket door system. Everything you need comes in one box. No shipping damage with these things. Put it together on site, adjust it to your size, you're good to go.
If you do need to cut down your pocket frame to accommodate an unusual door size, the directions are all right here in the first page of the assembly guide. Step 1, we have the gold-plated screws that attach here. These ones say slat and these ones say split jamb. The short pieces are your horizontal slats. These pieces go into the end of the slats.
The gold-plated screws are self-tapping and go through the extrusion and into the end cap.
The floor plate can be any way. There's no directional, so it doesn't matter which orientation. So when assembling the frame, these die-cast corner pieces sit flush with the grooves of the pocket frame. So it's really apparent if you're not assembling it square because it won't sit flush. Tighten that down with the screws. So the silver ones go where the die-cast corner pieces are. It's gonna sit, right? So yeah. So my end, Robby right here, we're gonna make sure that this end is flush with the floor plate. There's no way that these can be crooked because again, everything has to sit flush in these grooves of the pocket frame. If something's popping up or sticking up or out of these grooves, something's not square. So in the directions we show that the horizontal slats should be equidistant, but really the builder can have them wherever they need them to be. As far as a grab bar, toilet paper holder, they can adjust these as needed to accommodate the build. What we want to do is check for square by going diagonal by diagonal, just to double check that everything is fitting properly.
And attach the slats to the frame using the silver-plated screws. The bottom fixing block is tight-fitting. Tap it down with a rubber mallet.
Once we get one side of the frame squared out, we can flip the frame over and just put together the other side because it should be square naturally because the other side is. Just one thing to note, you want to make sure again that this is flush. When placing the slats, we usually suggest offsetting them instead of having them straight mirroring each other because this way the builder will have access to the back side of the pocket frame to attach anything on the wall from the outside. One thing to note about the pocket frame is if you have this extra little piece on the extrusion, we suggest in the directions to get a vice grip and wiggle and break this off so your drywall has a nice smooth transition. Some builders forget that and they just mud around it, whatever works, but we have a direction in the installation guide to snap this piece off. In your component pack, we supply a joining pin with every pocket frame. So if you're doing a bi-parting opening, you're gonna have two joining pins, right? Because you have two pocket frames to connect together. The joining pins go into these screw tubes. So you're gonna see every cavity slider track system and pocket frame have this access notch. That allows us to get our wheels in and out and hardware in and out and service your door later on, which is great. You're gonna also notice the pre-drilled hole. The only time we do suggest ever attaching the head unit into that rough opening is here through this pre-drilled hole if you're doing a bi-parting application. You can attach it, most builders do, but it's not necessary if you have a jam leg.
Attach the jam leg with 2 screws into the screw tubes of the head track. You're now ready to install the pocket frame into your rough opening.
Also note, the pocket frame is designed to sit on the subfloor. This is the T-guide that comes with every pocket frame. We come with 2 different size of fins. This shorter one is for your typical finish half-inch flooring. We also include a taller T-guide, a 2-inch fin, in case they have thick marble tile flooring versus your standard half-inch finish floor. So once you get the T-guide into this extrusion, you can have it set if your door kerf is perfectly 1/4 inch. You'll put that flush and your fin runs straight. If your kerf is wider than 1/4 inch, you offset it. These little teeth hold it in place. So this way the door is still hitting both sides of the kerf on that T-guide and you don't have rattle in the throw of the pocket. So then this guide just notches into the bottom of the pocket frame. 2 screws to the subfloor. Every component kit comes with a jam spreader. Most builders will tack this in just so they don't lose it, because when the drywallers come in, This keeps the throat from compressing in when they're applying that drywall. You'll notice it's 1 3/4 on one side, 1 3/8 on the other. And the foam pads that come in the component pack are not packing material. They're actually the bumpers for the back jamb. So simply peel off the double stick tape and stick onto back jamb and you're good to go. In your component pack, you're gonna have these little plastic parts. And you're gonna notice there's a little hook. We're gonna apply that to the bottom of the frame at this extrusion and at the top of that extrusion too. That helps reduce any rattle with the extrusions. Just another extra step. You'll notice at the bottom, we're gonna have the hook facing up, and when applying at the top, we're gonna have the hook facing down.
Your door shop will provide preparations to the door slab, including the bottom kerf and the mounting plate bores. It's always best to pre-drill your holes for the mount plates.
Carriage Slider has a few different carriage systems available to your builders. You have a M6, which is rated up to 200 pounds, the M8, which is rated up to 500 pounds. You have the single action soft close piston, that we have one for 176 pounds. We also have a beefier version that can hold up to 264 pounds. We also have the twin soft open and soft close. This has a max weight of 176 pounds. Single action, the 176 pound unit is great for a door that's 25 inches or wider. Twin action, your door has to be 33 inches wider. You have a track stop with your application or no track stop. You have your little wrench, you have your little Allen wrench, your activator to catch the mechanism on the soft close, carriage, and then you also have your spacers. Sometimes in the carriage pack, we'll ship this for you, or a red tube. They're both the same height, and they both work equally in spacing the door for the soft close install.
Up.
This little guy goes into the upper track of the pocket frame. So you have your little activator that's loose and moving around in the track. The next step is you're going to lightly hold the tube against your jamb, and you can hear it slide the little activator in the upper track. There, back it away, and then tighten down.
Use the wrench provided to adjust the door height.
Every component pack ships with a pack of these trim clips, which go into the split jamb provided by your door shop to your specification.
Use a rubber mallet to tap in the trim clips. Align the trim clips with the extrusion and tap in the split jamb. We also suggest using construction adhesive to glue the split jamb to the frame. Do not glue the head jamb, as the extrusion is designed for toolless removal for future serviceability.
And there you have it, a real quick tutorial on the assembly and installation of the cavity slider pocket door system, a revolutionary new pocket that's really changing the game in pocket doors. Hopefully this tutorial helps you to understand how these come together and how they'll be delivered to your job site and how easy they are to put together and install.